Thank you for the candy.
Yeah, do you want to take one for the road?
Oh, I already put like 10 in my bag when you weren't looking.
I'm Sam, by the way.
I'm Marilyn. Oh, wait, you don't think that I'm your grandma or something, right?
Hi, I'm Jacques Telemac with Filmmakers Alliance, and I'm here on behalf of League of Filmmakers, of which Filmmakers Alliance is a part, to talk to Grace Garrett, who made the short film Marilyn.
Yes, I did.
And it was part of a 72-hour challenge, correct?
Correct, yes.
And yeah, it was kind of, we were speaking before the camera came on, and you were telling me sort of how you became involved in the project. So why don't you tell me that again?
Yeah, so I moved here just this summer, and so like this film challenge I think was rumblings about it like August, September, when the first friend I made here, Haley Grund, who co-wrote the script with Jonathan Tyser, who also starred in it. We were just kind of like wondering if we should do it, and we didn't really know each other. I think we both secretly wanted to, and then we're just kind of like, should we do it? But I didn't know anyone here, and she had gone to Chapman for screenwriting and knew a bunch of people through that who she thought might be interested. So kind of as we got closer and closer, we were just like, okay, let's just do it. And we wrote it just kind of like in the week before, Haley and Jonathan, and they were sending me updates. It's funny though, because I, kind of being so outside of their Chapman world, was kind of excited to make friends, excited to work on a project so soon after my move to LA. And I don't think I kind of really got the gist until about 48 hours before we did like a FaceTime call, and they're, talking about, okay, Grace, so do you feel comfortable if, for like half the day, you're holding the camera? Because we have this one guy who can hold the camera for the first half of the day, then he has to go, and I'm kind of putting it together. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to have a lot to do with this. I kind of was like, let me join these Chapman kids and like, have.
Did you originally think you were just going to be kind of helping out wherever they needed?
Yeah, I kind of thought I was going to be like helping out. I knew like they were writing the script and they were so like open and friendly to like input and ideas. And I felt a little impostery when, 48 hours before it was like kind of seeming like I'd be directing it, because they were both, such great writers, but Jonathan's, like starring in it, and Haley was doing a lot of the like writing and organizing. It was at her apartment, very, in the spirit of 72-hour film challenge, just like, what do we have? Who do we have?
Of course, yeah.
So I was like pretty excited just to be like, oh, whoa, I think I'm gonna be the one kind of
organizing. Was this 48 hours before the 72 hours?
Yeah. It was the 48 hours. It was like we wrote it beforehand, and then we filmed it all in one day, just because that is when we could get everybody together and when it worked out logistically. And then the one person that I brought to the team is my college roommate. I went to Belmont University in Nashville, and she was finishing her last semester there, so I had her remotely edit it. So I brought myself and the editor, and then there was the Chapman gang of everybody else.
How did you get the footage? What platform did you use to get the footage?
Google Drive. Yeah.
Google Drive?
Yeah, it took a while. That's I was a little nervous about that, so the buffer day did help, because we didn't end up filming on the second day. So it was pretty much me the entire second day, like making sure all the videos uploaded and got to her, and then she began editing it.
So the first day was shooting.
Yeah.
Second day was kind of a buffer day.
Yeah, transporting it,
and then the editing happened.
Yeah.
Were you able to do, I gotta be careful, keep hitting my mic. Were you able to do color correction and sound editing, or you just kind of rolled with what you had?
But you know what, I think that's kind of what like the beauty and nature of the 72-hour film challenge was, is, on the post end and especially on the front end, so often I feel like there's like this like production paralysis. We were like, well, everything has to be ready and perfect, and by the time we show this to people, it has to be perfect and complete and everything. And I think that was something that we at that stage were able to kind of forgive ourselves with, where it's like, okay, but we made this so fast, like let alone doing the color and doing the sound. I think she did go through and touch up sound a little bit, but it was like an hour away from submission time. We hadn't done color, and we were like, well, it's kind of like a melancholy piece. I think this is okay for now, for this first screening of it, and then we can advance a little further and touch it up,
Well, that's the psychological beauty of these film challenges, these 2-day and 3-day film challenges, you get past the thing that stops you
Exactly.
of having to make it perfect.
Right.
Just get it done. You're doing.
Yeah, and I just didn't think when I moved here that I'd be able to just do something so quickly. And so that's why it was such a great opportunity to just like not worry about everything being perfect and knowing that like when we would screen them all and everybody else who participated in the challenge that all of them would, like have elements that they wish they could have changed, but it's just such a limited amount of time that it's like, look what we did in such a limited amount of time. That's so exciting.
So who was the crew when you actually shot?
Yeah, so it was me, Haley Grun and Jonathan Tizor co-wrote it, and then we had one other star of the film, so it was just those two people in it, and it was like Haley's childhood best friend who lived in LA like came and did Slate for us. She had another classmate who came and we had like lav mics and I just connected it to my phone. We're like, okay, you monitor this, and everybody was just kind of so helpful and pleasant to be there. We had this guy Gio who was DP in the first half of the day, which was actually really helpful to get things going. So I didn't feel like, okay, I should do lights and camera. So he was there to kind of get things rolling with camera, and he said when he like committed to doing, he was like, okay, I do have to go the second half of the day though. I'd like to come be a part of this. This sounds fun. So once he left, he had done a lot of the heavy lifting. What's funny that we didn't realize until we had begun shooting, because so much of the equipment through the challenge was like, rental equipment that was provided by CFA, which was so great to have access to.
Sure.
I don't think we connected the dots that we didn't have a tripod when it first started. And I own a tripod. I would have brought it if I connected those dots and we got there. So I was like, okay, we have to do all of the shots that I would want on a tripod while Gio's here, because he's like this big, strong guy. So he could,
so
he
he
could
keep
hold
it steady.
so he could hold it at like standing level, because I can't do that. So yeah, that was like some of the blips of what it's all about.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
And what is your focus? What is your real focus?
Yeah, I do love directing. Like I wanna direct. I am a writer director. I kind of got my start making like a lot of music videos. I went to school in Nashville, so it's just about everything that there is to work on there is music videos. But yeah, just.
But you're comfortable with the camera.
I am comfortable with the camera, not so much just like holding it straight up like this for extended hours.
You're not a DP, but you
oh,
can shoot
yeah.
stuff.
But once he had left, I wasn't like everything's ruined. I was able to kind of like step in and keep things going.
Because I was curious like how you decided what shots you were gonna set up. You just chose.
Yeah, it was kind of like a discussion between me and Gio. It was a little guerrilla filmmaking.
Okay.
I think the night before when I am making something that I kind of refer to when I was like production process, and I will be so perfectionist about it. I know some people only do storyboards, some people only do shot list. I do everything. I do overheads. I put it in a binder. I'm just so visual. I like to have it that way. So I just made like storyboards the night before, and when I showed up, I spoke to Jonathan and Haley and Kate Alberts, who is the other star, and was just kind of like, this is what I'm visualizing. Like, what are you guys thinking? And it was, I think what this gave permission for in the 72-hour film challenge was it was a lot more collaborative and less rigid in structure about who can do what and who decides what. We kind of all came together and we're like, okay, well, let's see how it goes. We'd kind of try one angle of a shot or one situation, kind of be like, that one's not really working. What about this? And it was kind of fun to be in that environment where everything was so fluid, even among like the actors and everyone kind of sharing their ideas.
You don't have a stunt coordinator.
Right, yeah.
Even a first AD.
No.
But everybody has to kind of do that together.
Yeah.
How did you find the actress who wasn't like part of the production? She was just an actress, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like this whole little squad that I jumped in on. I think it was a friend of Jonathan's. Yeah, they were actor friends together, yeah.
And so what would you say were what were some of the main challenges facing you trying to make this thing in, 2-3 days?
I think it too was like our location felt super like, where are we we had the script and it was almost like not location based at all. We originally wanted it to be set like at the funeral, and then we're like, we can't get all those extras in that short amount of time. Then we were like, we can make it pretty and do it at the beach, and we're like, oh, but sound, and there's going to be other people there, and like, we were like, could we find a park that nobody's at? And we ended up shooting it at Haley's apartment, which I had never been to before.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sending me pictures, and we're like, wow, like this is a very white blank stairwell, you know, that we were like, 72-hour film challenge, we make something because for the sake of making it. But I think that was something that was unlike the experience I'm used to, is like kind of the limit in locations. I've made a lot of things in like the suburb of Chicago where I grew up, and in Nashville, and there things aren't really being made as often in those, like you can walk into a diner and be like, hey, after you close, can we shoot here for free? And they're like,
sure,
a movie, that's so cool. Here I don't think it's as easy to just walk in places. Yeah, so that was kind of like the biggest thing I noticed, is like, because everybody's kind of in on the loop on how things are, it's like, oh yeah, you can film here for $5,000, or you know, like you can kind of expect that I wasn't used to things being kind of so charitable in other places that I had been making things. So it really was super stripped down and super, what do we 100% have at our disposal, which was new. Yeah. And
if you could do it again, what are there things you would do differently?
Yeah. I think the nature of the challenge felt like, okay, let's do everything within this period of time. And we also didn't decide until so close up until the challenge that we wanted to partake in it. Okay. And we haven't gotten a chance to do another one since we've been talking about, you know, doing the next one and getting excited about script ideas and things. And I think we'd want to have this one a lot more pre-planned, just in the production itself, and kind of having those workshopping moments before we're on set, I think could be really fun, because I really did love the community aspect of it. And there's, you know, the classic, like, okay, well, we only have these 2 batteries and they're both dead. Let's charge them and sit around and talk for a little bit. That, I mean, I got really great friends out of it who I feel like I creatively align with, which was super fun.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, I just think kind of already having that relationship established between all of us now, it'll be much easier to go into another one and instantly kind of be on the same wavelength.
Yeah. And maybe have something other than white walls.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That'd
but
be
that
great.
takes planning, of
Yeah.
course.
I just got a new apartment too, and it's much more colorful, so maybe we'll use that. Yeah.
So if I was thinking of doing one of these projects, what would you tell me? What would you say I need to be thinking about and to make it happen?
Yeah, I think it's a lot more at this stage, and at, you know, in this context, it's a lot more mental than actual, you know, tactical skills and experience. I think people get so bogged down and intimidated by all that. But the whole sake of this is for, you know, when you just need to exercise that muscle of making something. So I think what it comes down to is just the bravery to not like things about it and to still be proud of it because you did it. And, you know, that a lot of it too was when I went into this experience, I didn't know anybody there, and there's the bravery in that, and just kind of choosing to be uncomfortable and letting yourself make mistakes, because that's the only way, you know, that you'll grow and get better at things. Yeah.
So how did you feel when there was a screening, right? And how did you feel when you actually watched?
I was really, really nervous beforehand. And I think it was like, you know, the setup of the film can kind of feel, you know, like very melancholy and very, you know, like, oh, we're in a serious setting. Yeah. And I think Jonathan has a great performance and gives like an air of levity and kind of humanness to it. And he has like his first kind of comedic line that was kind of like offhandedly comedic. I don't think we expected to get such a reaction as it did the moment that it happened. We're all kind of sitting there. It was me, Haley, and Jonathan were the ones who were able to make it to the screening and the wrap party. And we were all, it was very crowded, which was exciting, but we were all sitting on like one little bench, all like kind of like together, like nervously. And he said that first line and the whole room just like erupted in chuckles. And we all like grabbed each other and we were like, oh my gosh, that's great. So kind of from that point on, we were like, okay, we're good. That was great. People are enjoying it and connecting with it, connecting with the writing and the performance. I think they did a great job, and I think that's what people were really able to latch onto.
So is Marilyn?
Hey, it's up to interpret it. I think that was the question I think we had mainly going into it with like our FaceTime calls, and we had debated things being more clear cut and less clear cut, and we had a version where it was very clearly, like her seeming angelic as she exited, and then we were like, wow, like that seems a little. I don't know. Things can be expected and still be impactful, but I think we had more fun playing at the embarrassment of him not knowing, or that kind of
leaving it open ended.
leaving it open ended.
Sorry if that's a spoiler alert.
Yeah. Go watch it. And
Go watch it.
that was definitely something that afterwards that people were coming up to us and asking. We were like, it's whatever.
It's whatever it is. We know what it is.
Yes.
You have to
Yeah.
And so, what's next for you? What you want to make a bunch of these? You want to make a bigger kind of production?
Yeah, I am actually right now in kind of pre-production and production at the same time for a documentary short.
Oh, cool.
It's about my best friend's narcoleptic dog. He became TikTok famous and
Wow.
connected with all these other, famous dogs with disabilities, this whole community online that helps each other and fundraises for each other. So that's something that I've kind of been traveling back and forth to Chicago and back to LA to work on and try to get some
It's
funding
happening in
for.
Chicago?
It's happening in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where family lives. That's where the dog is. His name is Toast the narcoleptic dog. There's a lot of reasons why his name Toast. My favorite one is that every time he falls asleep, he falls down and pops right back up within seconds.
Strange,
So yeah, so excited to work on that. We'll be shooting that this summer. And then like I said, me, Haley, Jonathan have been thinking about some ideas and talking about participating in the next challenge now that we've kind of recollected and ready to do it again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to up and coming filmmakers who are?
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Honestly, don't worry about it not being perfect at this stage. Even sometimes the edit can surprise you. It's about making something, and that's why this opportunity is so great, is because you can make something immediately, exercise that muscle and that confidence of creating something with a group of people, and I'm sure you'll get great connections and friends out of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Grace. It was
Thank you.
great talking to you about this.
Great talking to you too.
All right.